Welcome to Arcade Audio.
Welcome to Dilettante Ball. I'm Johnny.
I'm Spencer.
Here on Dilettante Ball, we go on Wikipedia.
We click random article.
And we talk about it.
Yeah, we do. Johnny, how you been, dude?
I'm
Hanging in there.
Yeah, I'm fine. You know, that's all. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
We haven't mentioned it in a while, but we are on Patreon as a network. Patreon.org.
Patreon.com/arcade audio.
There you go. You can donate some money if you like what we're doing. If you don't like what we're doing, donate twice as much, and that actually gets taken away from us. And if you can't donate or don't want to, just tell a friend to donate.
Yeah. Do like
make a friend donate. If you can get two friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like March of Dimes.
They get two friends.
Right.
Yeah. March for babies.
It's March for babies.
Yeah, there's great stuff. There's some bonus archival. There's some archival content in there. There's some
lost episodes are up there for
There's us talking about Dragon Ball Z. There's
us talking about vaping, which that is very good. Despite the audio qualities, it's very funny.
It was a lot of listening back. That was very enjoyable. Yeah, and then there's also going to be some sweet merch and other fun
all kinds of fun goodies and things.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that is all.
All right. You want an article?
Yeah, let's get an article, buddy. Bye.
Okay. Kodandera M. Cariappa.
All right. Is that Latin?
Field Marshal K.M. Cariappa or Kodandera Kipper Madappa Cariappa OBE.
That means he's a sir.
Really?
Well, yeah. I don't remember what OBE stands for. It's like Order of the British Excellency or something.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. He's knighted. I should say he's knighted.
He's a sir. Yeah. 28 January 1899 to 15 May 1993. Whoa, that's crazy. Can you imagine living over the turn of that century? I mean, I guess we lived across the turn of a century, but it just doesn't feel that cool because we're in it, I guess.
Yeah, I think about that a lot, though. Like, people born... Like, when was he born? 1899?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like, imagine even... You could even go crazier. Like, imagine if you were born in, like 1860, and then you died, 70 years later, in 1940? You'd be like, what the fuck happened? You went from Civil War to World War II.
Jesus
You know
Christ.
what I mean?
I mean, this dude would have seen the internet. Maybe.
When did he die?
93.
Oh, wow. That's actually very crazy. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean...
Yeah, that's really crazy.
1899... 93 was like... yesterday.
So he was 6 when the first manned flight took place, and then died when Al Gore invented the internet.
God. He was the first Indian commander-in-chief, in parentheses, C in C...
That's good. Yeah, we're going to need to abbreviate that a lot.
Of the Indian Army.
Okay.
He led the Indian forces on the Western Front during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1947. He is one of only 2 Indian Army officers to hold the 5-star rank of Field Marshal, the other being Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. It's a cool name, Manekshaw.
Sure.
He was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Army in 1949.
When did England stop, or when did India stop being like, was that sovereign or
being sovereign?
When did they start being sovereign?
I have no idea. Literally never learned about that in school.
Yeah, I guess I didn't either.
His distinguished military career spanned almost 3 decades. Born on 28 January 1899 in Madikeri, Kodagu, Cariappa joined the British Indian Army shortly after the end of World War I and was commissioned as a temporary second lieutenant into the 288 Carnatic Infantry.
How do you be a temporary lieutenant? Are they going to take it away from you? This is like a trial period.
Well, he was the understudy.
Yeah.
The lieutenant was the second lieutenant was sick, so they needed to call him a temporary second lieutenant. He was transferred between multiple regiments early in his career before settling on 1-7. I don't know what these like number means. Rajputs, which became his permanent regiment. I mean,
maybe it means like 1st Battalion, 2nd Infantry.
I don't even know what that means, but sure.
It's basically like big chunk, smaller chunk, smaller chunk, small chunk of the army total.
Gotcha. Thank you. He was the first Indian military at Star Wars Celebration. I went to a panel about it was about warfare in Star Wars, and they talked about how like the clone army is divided like that.
Ooh,
and the
interesting.
command structure and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I took a picture of the like command structure chart.
That's really
It was very cool.
Was it based on? It has to be based on like probably like our actual military, right? Right, the militaries in general in the world.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little different because it's space, and
Right.
you know, that's all.
Did they have a 501st?
I believe so.
Okay.
I-
Are all the stormtrooper ranks and stuff basically the same as clone trooper stuff?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Because I mean, I was gonna say they're the same thing, but they're really not. I mean, they are in a way.
Sure.
They're not the same people.
I
So,
think the 501st clone troopers were like
special forces or something.
assigned to like protect not the emperor. Well, maybe
Senate.
whatever his title was, the Senate. Yeah, something like that, or the chancellor.
That's 3 different names for the same person.
He was the first Indian military officer to attend the Staff College, Quetta, the first Indian to command a battalion, and was also one of the first 2 Indians selected to undergo training in the Imperial Defence College. Defense with a C. Ugh. Camberley, UK. He served in various staff capacities at various unit and command headquarters, parentheses, HQ.
Are they gonna do the entire? This is like a fun little
Yeah.
inside joke for whoever wrote this, huh?
And also at the General HQ, New Delhi, before taking over as the C&C
Oh, it came back
of the Indian Army. Cariappa served as the commander of the Indian Army's Eastern and Western commands.
Oh, that's like the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Both
most of
fronts.
this still basically means nothing to me.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It mentions the Indo-Pakistani War.
Mm-hmm.
I
In
don't
1947, which is like they must have just been itching to get back into a war, huh? 2 years after World War II, you didn't get your fill, huh?
What was India's involvement in World War II?
Well, I imagine. Well, at that point, they're still under the British Crown, so
Oh, so yeah,
probably just actually being in the war. Like I imagine, you know.
you don't ever.
Yeah, there's a lot of countries you don't think about, but it's like, well, World War means more than just 5 countries.
Yeah, but you only think about 5.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird.
That's very
Yeah, it's
weird.
like Canada. Canada was like up in the mix on D-Day for sure. You know,
That's wild.
at the very least, I know they were doing that.
Interesting. Speaking of D-Day,
Mm-hmm.
did you see Smash Mouth's tweet?
No, somehow I missed Smash Mouth's tweet.
I'll have to show you. It's very good.
Now, is this the band Smash Mouth or is this the lead singer Guy Fieri?
Funny
Yeah.
you should say that.
Yeah.
It's the band Smash Mouth.
Okay.
But there's also, I posted this in a Facebook group that we're both in, and then someone commented, and their comment was just a picture of Guy Fieri with the singer from Smash Mouth, and it was like the subtitles, and it was like, "This is my good buddy Steve from Smash Mouth." So like, yeah.
No, somehow I missed that. I guess I didn't see that post.
I'll show you.
Was it so Smash Mouth was tweeting about D-Day?
Yeah.
Okay, because as we record this, it's the anniversary of D-Day.
Yeah.
7. I don't know. 72nd maybe. Anyway, what was the tweet? Was it like a
It was just like
always remember or something?
it was a picture of like the beach,
Oh, God,
and it had some.
it was like
quote,
a really sincere like.
Yes, it had like a quote from like Winston Churchill or something,
God,
and
we will fight them on the beaches.
yeah, it was, and then, it had like they put the Smash Mouth logo in the bottom corner of the picture, and then the text just said like, "Hey, remember D-Day," or so,
So it's an unfortunate coincidence. They were just tweeting out the album cover for their next project. Why do you? Okay, there's a lot of questions I got here.
I know.
So first of all, why is Smash Mouth still doing things? Are they touring? Are we gonna be able to see Smash Mouth in concert at some point?
I don't know. I hope not.
Have they been putting out albums this whole time? Because I kind of stopped after Astro Lounge.
I mean, it began and ended with Astro Lounge.
It really was the alpha and omega of.
I don't know. I'm afraid to find out, if I'm being honest.
I feel like somehow they would, maybe not tour, but be very good friends with Kid Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they're all friends with Guy Fieri is the thing.
He is the linchpin, certainly.
I don't know how to articulate to people how much I love Guy Fieri and how sincere my love for Guy Fieri is.
Yeah. Like if Guy, oh God, here's like a worst case scenario. You have there's only two things on it it's like 10 o'clock at night. There's only two things on.
Okay.
And one channel is Mr. Fieri. And he's doing some diners and some drive-ins and some dives.
Yeah.
But on the other channel is Cops. What do you do? What I do is I just pray the commercials are off so I can catch one during commercials. And
People that do that make me so fucking mad because
back and
that's
forth?
not how commercials work.
What do you mean?
In general, commercials happen
At the
at
same time.
around the same time
Sure,
in shows.
yeah.
So best case,
You'll get a 45 seconds of one, right?
and it's like, oh my roommate in college used to do that, and it was just infuriating.
So you just constantly be missing little chunks of each show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever he watched TV, he had the remote in his hand, and he just held it in his hand at all times. I have no tolerance for that. I just can't do that. Here's in this scenario, I'd turn the TV off and I'd walk away because there's just
You just couldn't handle it.
no. I would not.
The only way to win is not to play.
Yeah, I would not switch back and forth because you can't.
You would have to get a second TV or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, do you remember when Picture-in-Picture first came out? You could have the little picture in the bottom.
I do remember. I never had one that had that capability, though.
I had one growing up. It was pretty tight.
Yeah. I remember Back to the Future 2, that when they're in the future, which is 2 years ago now,
God.
there's a TV that could like have like 8 channels on at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good technology. I like that. I think one of them was just like an ocean view. It's just a channel.
Yeah.
Just a channel of like a nice view.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do that. I feel like now the way you do it is you have the TV on, you sit there with your friends, and you watch it, and then during commercials, you just like mute it and you just talk about what you just saw.
Sure. I don't love commercials, obviously, but I don't like people who mute during commercials either. It's just like,
You're real particular, huh?
Just fucking watch TV.
But I don't want to watch some damn commercials.
So you shouldn't be interacting with the TV so much.
If you're not willing to put up with a...
Yeah, this is what TV is.
Right.
This is what TV always has been. Talk during the commercials, obviously. Don't fuss around with the remote. This is what we're watching. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now, what about food? Are we allowed to have food?
Of course you're allowed
so
to
we can have
food.
TV tables and all that?
Yes.
Okay.
But just...
And what if we're at the kitchen table? If we're all eating at the kitchen table, do you want the TV on in the background, or this is time to eat?
Can I tell you, I do not care for the third Harry Potter movie, but one of my favorite bits in any Harry Potter movie is, I believe it's in the third one, after Harry runs away and Aunt Marge is like floating up, the camera like pans through the house, and it starts like in the backyard, and then it goes through the TV room and then the living room and the dining room and the kitchen.
Sure.
And as it pans back, every room has at least one TV on, and they're all showing the same thing.
That's great.
That's so cool and such a fun thing.
Yeah, that is good.
The rest of the movie's garbage, though. Can I tell you my favorite? Like, it's like the best payoff of any extended bit in anything.
Okay.
Throughout all 8 Harry Potter movies, Seamus is constantly like accidentally blowing stuff up.
Yeah, sure.
Constantly, and then like his face is all black and
Like
smoky.
classic, like or Daffy Duck face.
Ducky the Duck.
Ducky Duck face.
Yeah, like constantly.
Yeah.
And then in the last movie, during the Battle of Hogwarts, he's talking to McGonagall, and she's like, "We gotta blow up this bridge," and he's like, "Really? Like blow it up on purpose?" It's just like such an awesome payoff because he's just been.
Does he do it? Is he like an expert on demolition now?
Yeah, I guess. So he just like blows up the dang bridge. But it's
awesome.
It's such a fun payoff because like he's just been
From
blowing
day
shit
one
up.
he's been
like literally from the first fucking movie. It's so good.
That was good. No, I haven't seen the last like 2 or 3
Oh, they're
movies.
very good.
Yeah.
They're very good.
I mean, I should watch them. I have no idea why I haven't done it yet.
Mr. Finnegan. I feel like that was pretty good.
Who are you doing?
McGonagall.
Is that McGonagall?
Mr. Finnegan, you've got to blow up the bridge.
Oh, who, me?
Perfect.
Oh, me do now?
God.
Oh, man.
Who's your favorite, like, not background, but, like, not big 3 Harry Potter characters?
Oh, man. I mean, what's their damn names? The twins, George and
Fred and George.
Fred and George. like whenever they like just stuck it to what's her name, the frog lady.
Oh my God, what's her
Who
name?
gets taken by the centaurs. But that was like all time best.
What the fuck is her name?
Spiegelstein.
Margaret Spiegelstein. What? Oh my God.
Dolores Umbridge.
That's it. Thank you, God.
I guess I'm the real fan here. But
What's her middle name?
me go now.
It's Jane.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a word
Not
for
to be
it.
confused with Hermione Jean Granger.
God. But they were just like legendary. Like the way they left the school and just like
Also-
went on to go like start their own company and just like pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Man.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Real American heroes.
They really are.
They're also, everything they say, no matter how stupid it is so funny. Like one year, every year they get sweaters for Christmas and they have an F and a G, and one of them's like, yeah, so we don't forget our names, and the other one's like, but we never would. I know that I'm Gred and he's Forge.
Yeah.
So good. It's like so stupid.
Yeah, and like they don't expect anyone to laugh at their jokes. Those jokes are for themselves.
So
like
good.
they make each other laugh.
Ugh. And in the 7th book, when I forget which one gets his ear cut off,
Right.
and he's like, I'm holy, and then the other one's like, what? And he's like, I'm holy, and he gestures to like the hole in his head, and he says, oh, the whole wide world of ear-related humor. And he went with holy. Like, they're just such a delight.
Yeah.
For me, certainly best name is Blaze Zabini.
Yeah. Do we ever see him, or is he just on one of the
Yeah.
Quidditch teams or something?
He's in the train car in the 6th book talking with Malfoy. Like Malfoy's just bragging about what hot shit he is, and how he's a Death Eater, and
God.
Blaze is like in the car with him, and he's also in the Slug Club.
Oh wow, God! I always liked what's his name? Who's the announcer? Lee Jordan.
Lee Jordan's very fun.
He's he's good.
I
I like all the like
just those
mischievous boys.
Yeah.
like
Lee
my favorite of the Marauders, original Marauders was what's his damn name? Mooney.
Lupin.
No. Oh no. Well, so I don't know, dude. Who these books are for kids? I don't remember any of these characters or people or anything. No, not Mooney. Sirius. Because he was always the bad boy. He's like the motorcycle riding
Yeah.
George Thorogood type
For sure. Yeah, he's very fun. I was gonna say Lee Jordan for mine too. I really like
Wasn't that motorcycle that Hagrid drove? Wasn't that actually Sirius's? Yeah. So I mean,
in that short prequel story, Sirius and James are riding that motorcycle.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Yeah, they like either help or
they're just running away from cops. They're like running away from cops and Death Eaters, I think.
So good.
He's like not a dickhead, but he's constantly described as pompous. I really like Ernie Macmillan because he's just like real know-it-all and like.
Is he a Hufflepuff?
Yeah.
God, I feel like he's like, God. All the Hufflepuffs just feel like they really do mean well. But like sometimes they like get a little too ahead of themselves.
Got a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah. Well, they got get knocked back down into place,
Yeah. Get back down by the kitchens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have like a favorite? Like so many stories have like those secondary or tertiary like characters that end up being your favorite characters. Like Harry, Ron, Hermione, like whatever. But
sure.
Like in Dragon Ball Z, like mine was Trunks, but future Trunks specifically.
Okay, well, sure, whatever. Creed from The Office.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example. It's like he's on screen for like a second each episode, but that second is the best part of every episode.
Yeah, totally.
What is there? What is that? What is it? Just because like we just don't get enough of those? Like, you like leave them wanting more, kind of a thing.
Totally.
Because if you had a whole
Creed episode, it'd be awful.
It'd be the worst. You'd hate it. Yeah.
But just peppered in, it's perfect. I'm trying to. He's like the best example.
Yeah. Well, but it's kind of sad because in real stories, like the astronauts landing on the moon, you only remember Neil Armstrong, or maybe Buzz Aldrin. But do you remember the third guy that was up there?
Roald Amundsen.
It was Roald Amundsen. See, but most people don't.
Well, it's the same as Aerosmith,
Yeah, there's Pete Best, Lee Harvey Oswald,
Joe Perry,
and then Joe Perry. Yeah.
Who do you know the third man on the moon?
I don't think it was Alan Shepard, but that's astronaut.
a person.
There's definitely a man who has been to space. I know that much.
That's a funny way to say that.
Yeah.
A man who has been to
So
space.
man's been in space. I mean, there's not too many that can say that.
No. Isn't that weird?
How much we talk about space all the time, and only it's like there's like 5 dudes and 2 ladies who have been up there.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
Yeah, it is, but not by too much. Probably less than 20, right? Total.
I was going to say 50.
I'll definitely meet you there. I can definitely say less than 50. Have there been other?
I bet it's more than you think. There are motherfuckers out there right now.
That is true. Are there other countries that have been up there besides us and Russia and Canada? Maybe
China,
Oh,
Canada, yeah. India, maybe.
Okay.
I mean,
Is there like a whole coalition up there in the space station?
the International Space Station.
Yeah.
So a lot of times astronauts will go up. They're like, "Oh, I'm an astronaut from this country. We don't have space shuttles or whatever.
mhm.
I'm gonna just go up with you guys." So then
Just
they're
hitching
like,
a ride.
"Yeah."
That's so cool.
Also, pretty dope that Russian astronauts are called cosmonauts.
Yeah,
that's like
that's very
so
cool.
much cooler.
Yeah. I agree. I remember being a little kid going to Kennedy Space Center, and they're like, "Yeah, we're projected to finish the ISS in 2002." I remember being like, "2002? I can't wait that long." And now I'm like, "Oh, that thing's been made, huh?"
I was very into space when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I had a little remote control like Mars lander.
Oh, dang.
It was very cool.
That is really cool. It was just like an off-roady sort of like. I can't imagine there's too much in common with like. There's no scientific instruments or.
No, I mean it was not even radio controlled. It was so I guess
Was there a cord?
There was a cord.
Oh,
Does the
God.
R in RC, is that remote controlled or radio controlled?
I don't know. Either one. That's a very good like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire question. Where you're like, I know what this stands for, and then you see the answers and you're like, ooh, I guess I don't.
Because if it's remote controlled, yes.
It wasn't.
If it is radio controlled, no.
Not so much. How long was the cord?
I didn't have to bend over to use it.
What a terrible toy.
So I don't know. I
You
mean,
know-
it's hard to say because I was like shorter then. So like
Yeah.
4 feet, 5 feet.
God, that sucks. When I was in college, we had a neighbor at one point who had an electric lawnmower.
I have used an electric lawnmower. My grandparents had one. So when I would mow their lawn, I would use an electric lawnmower. Seems very dangerous.
It's got to be one of the most dangerous things ever, right?
That's what the whole time I was using it, I was like, how is this even fucking legal? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, that's like being in a 360 degree, like, gun range with other people. It's like nobody's trying to shoot each other.
Right. It's just gonna
But
happen.
we're all, yeah.
It's inevitable.
God.
How many cords did you chew through? I guess I did it again, Grandpa. Sorry, I guess I can't finish mowing the lawn today. Better go down to my buddy's house instead.
No,
Did it again. I'm so bad at this. You should get someone else to do it.
I kept doing it. So then he made me use a generator. So then I would pull the generator behind me and
And push the
push the
mower in front of you.
lawnmower. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll teach you.
Smell you later. I got this Chrome extension that every time you open a new tab, it just shows you a different cat. And they have
Do you know how many there
names.
are?
No.
There's a never-ending supply of new, fun little cats.
It's a delight.
It's a delight.
Thank you for playing Arcade Audio. Play more at arcadeaudio.net.